So good morning, everyone. I'm Gloria Waters. I'm the University Provost and the Chief Academic Officer. And so on behalf of our research and academic community, I'm really delighted to open this first ever AI for Drug Discovery Open Innovation Forum here at BU. It's great to see so many familiar faces in the BU community here, as well as distinguished guests, innovators, sponsors, and others here on campus for what looks like is going to be a really exciting and invigorating day, focusing on the transformative possibilities of the power of AI to improve health outcomes. So I really want to thank you all for being here today. I want to give special thanks and acknowledgement to Yannis Paschalidis, who's the director of the BU Hariri Institute, and his team, for organizing this forum and bringing together a just amazing roster of talent and also high-impact thinkers who are really going to help us think about the future of this rapidly evolving area of the intersection between AI and drug development. And in addition to the Hariri Institute, I want to thank all of the co-sponsors that are here today. BTEC, the Bioengineering Technology and Entrepreneurship Center here at BU, the Mass Open Cloud Alliance, Red Hat, IBM, the Cleveland Clinic, and the AI Alliance for their co-sponsorship of this event. It's really important to bring together all these different types of entities for an event like this. So it's exciting to see everybody here, and I think that the number of different kinds of organizations and entities that are here are a real indication of the value that we place on relationships and also collaboration with industry and other areas. So both at BU and also for the state, AI and life sciences are really an area of strategic importance. At BU, you can see it through our investment in lots of different things. One is this very building. The other is the establishment of the Faculty of Computing and Data Sciences, the Kilachon Center across the street for Integrated Life Sciences and Engineering, and our National Emerging Infectious Disease Lab. Those are just examples of entities and things that we have here at BU that really are focusing on this area of investment of AI and life sciences. And of course, this area is really important for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts also. And so to highlight the Commonwealth's initiatives in this area, we're really delighted today to have with us Yvonne, who's the Secretary of the Executive Office of Economic Development for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and also Dr. Kirk Taylor, who's the President and CEO of the Mass Life Sciences Center. So Secretary Howe has served as Secretary since her appointment by Governor Healy in January 2023. Prior to this, she held a number of positions at McKinsey & Company, Honeywell, Bain Capital, and she's served as the CFO and the COO of PillPack, which is an online pharmaceutical company that was acquired by Amazon in 2018. Today, Secretary Howe oversees 13 business-focused state organizations, and she chairs boards for various public and quasi-public entities and agencies such as the Mass Tech Collaborative and the Mass Life Sciences Center. Most importantly, Secretary Howe is the architect of the state's economic plan, and she's the leading voice in the development of the Mass Leads Act, which is really important for all of us here in Massachusetts. As we were just discussing, Secretary Howe has been here on campus many times, and we really appreciate her support. This past spring, she helped us open RASTIC, which is our Robotics and Autonomous Systems Teaching and Innovation Center. So we're really grateful for her support and thrilled to have her here, along with this really incredible team of industry, technology, and public sector leaders on our campus today. I think they are all going to help us really facilitate a great conversation about how to move forward in this area. So with that, I'd like to welcome Massachusetts Secretary of Economic Development, Yvonne Howe. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Provost. What a kind introduction, and I am so excited to be here with all of you. I have been looking forward to this event. People who know me know that I talk all the time about Team Massachusetts and how we have the best team, and I think we are, this room is no exception to that. In fact, we are so lucky to have BU here as part of our ecosystem. We've spent a lot of time with Jim, with Yannis, with the Provost, and we're thrilled about the new president, President Gilliam. But we are so lucky to have BU here, advancing all this research, doing all this important work, and educating our future talent here. So thank you to BU for hosting this awesome group. And also, we think very broadly about team. So we have an awesome team with BU and all of our academic institutions, but also with our state legislators. We have Rep. Vitolo in the back here, who partner very closely with all of us in state government. We have our quasis, and I'm so thrilled to have Dr. Kirk Taylor on board. You'll hear from him shortly. He is a very talented doctor, researcher, has worked in large pharmaceutical companies and also in startups, and now leading our Mass Life Sciences quasi. And we have this group of all of these folks here on this logo. I was just saying, I just had lunch on Monday with Toby Cosgrove, the former CEO of the Cleveland Clinic. We think broadly about partnering. And so here in Massachusetts, we believe in a big team. And as we work on things like CHIPS and Science and ARPA-H, we start from Massachusetts, but we partner with folks like the Cleveland Clinic. I was just at IBM at the Research Center. We are partnering with IBM and Red Hat and with all of the folks here. So thank you all for being here. So I think I talk a lot about Team Massachusetts. And I think a lot about what sport is it that we're playing? What is our game? And why are we playing this? And when you look at Massachusetts and you look at our history, we have a very long history. In fact, the country was started almost 250 years ago over on the other side there with the original entrepreneurs and innovators throwing some tea into a harbor and sparking a revolution and leading a revolution and winning a revolution to start this country. And we've led ever since then. And we've led because we want to make the world a better place. We lead trying to solve big, important problems that do good for the world. And we see that in all kinds of areas, but especially in healthcare and life sciences. Here in our state, we are the place where we have leading hospitals. We have some of the best hospitals in the world here in our state. We also lead in our state with having now the world's leading ecosystem in life sciences. And we also lead with having awesome work with the state, working with the private sector. We are the first state to have universal health care. Romney Care, in fact, became the foundation for Obamacare for the country. So we do hard things. All of these things are hard. Taking care of patients is hard. Curing disease, finding new solutions is hard. And figuring out how to do universal health care, that is hard. We are now at a different point in time. We are in the very, very early innings of this new technology, AI. So last year, when I came into office, one of the things I learned, I was new to state government. I had spent my whole career, as the Provost mentioned, in the private sector. I came into state government, and I realized in our state, we are required by our wicked smart legislators, like Rep. Vitolo, that once every 4 years, we have to do a state economic development plan. So it's kind of like a strategy for the state. So we took it very seriously, and we went across the state. We had all kinds of sessions open to the community. We had more than 1,300 people show up and give us their ideas, their input, their challenges, the opportunities, and then we had sector-specific groups: healthcare and hospitals, education, financial services, life sciences, robotics, all of these different areas. And we pulled all that together and looked at all the data. Across every region and every sector group, one thing kept coming up, which is this thing is called AI. We don't know what it is. Some of us are scared of it. We think it has potential, but we're not sure what to do with it. So we're in the very early days of AI. And so as we did our economic development plan, we had conversations with the governor and our team, and we said, you know, there's a choice we can make here. And if you look at other states and other countries, many of them are saying, you know what, we ought to protect against AI. Let's try to stop it. Let's try to control it. Let's try to put it in a box and stick it here and make sure that we don't use it because we're afraid of it. That is not what we do in Massachusetts. In Massachusetts, we are good at embracing and inventing new technologies. We're the place where we invented the first cancer treatments. We invented the birth control pill. We invented the COVID vaccine. First place to have the cell gene therapy for sickle cell approved. We embrace new technologies and inventions, and we use it for good. So the governor said, we don't want to play defense. Let's play offense. And let's use AI as a powerful tool for good. And so when you look at our ecosystem and what we are leading on already, one of the most obvious places to use AI is in drug discovery. We already are the world's leader in life sciences. We have 18 of the top 20 life sciences companies headquartered here. we're one of the largest states in terms of NIH funding and venture funding. How do we now take AI and use it to solve those next problems, accelerate discovery, have more accurate, better predictions on predictive disease management? How do we use AI for good? So that's what really we're trying to do. So the governor kicked off a statewide AI task force. I'm very grateful to be co-chairing that along with Secretary Snyder, who leads IT and security for the Commonwealth, as well as with a group of 26 other people. We have folks from across the state, from all different sectors, and we have folks from academia, from government, from labor, from education, all kinds of different areas. That task group is now kind of in its final stage. So in the first stage, we looked at specific problems that we think AI can be good at. And when you look at AI, there's different, and you'll talk, I'm sure, about it today, there's different types of AI, or different kind of buckets of how we think about AI. There's the structure and the infrastructure and the hardware, so the chips, the servers, all of those things. We probably have some of that in our state, but NVIDIA, others are far ahead there. That's probably not where we're going to focus. There are the kind of foundation models, the open AIs, the generative AI, large language models. Again, we probably have some play there, but again, many others are far ahead, and I think those are still trying to figure out what their applications are. The third area that we are really excited about is the specific application of AI. So how do you apply AI to specific problems? And that is where the task force spent the first chunk of work, was looking at each of our different areas where we have big problems that we want to solve, and what are the ways that AI can accelerate that. The second thing we looked at was, as a state, across every vertical, every area, what do we need in our kind of ecosystem to make AI successful, to make this a leading hub for AI? We know we can do this. We did this in life sciences. In 2008, you remember Kendall Square, this whole area, where's Kendall Square? That whole area was nothing. Actually, this whole area was probably nothing too. In 2008, we were not the leader in life sciences. In 2008, places like New Jersey and San Diego and San Francisco were the leaders in life sciences. We made a bold bet. State government put in $1 billion, partnering with the private sector, and now we have Kendall Square and all of the amazing work that's happening across our state. So we know we can do this. So the second thing the task force did was looking at what are those things that the state should do in partnership with the private sector and academia to make this an active, vibrant hub for AI. And so that is the second phase. And now the third phase, we are putting that all into recommendations. I'm going to give you a sneak preview. Please don't tweet it out yet, because we have our task force meeting on Friday. But we will make an announcement before the end of the year. I think our goal here is we want to lead in AI, and we want to create a state of Massachusetts applied AI hub. And that hub will have several components. Part of it is, again, talking about doing hard things. Many years ago, a bunch of universities got together with Governor Patrick and said, we're going to create a green, high performance computing center. So all the universities decided to chip in and collaborate together, and we created the MGHPCC. Still can't remember what it stands for, but everyone knows what it is. It's in Holyoke. It's a consortium of all of the different universities here working together to provide compute power. We want to leverage that existing site and add AI compute power so that we can make it accessible to researchers, to startups, to everybody in our ecosystem. So that is one element that was really important. The other thing is, AI is only as good as the data you have. We have a lot of data in state government. Our universities, our hospitals, our companies have a lot of data. What are the pools of data that we should be working together on to create clean, anonymized, secure data that we can test AI on for good, to solve problems? So that'll be a component. And the other thing is, we want to create density. Just like we have the most innovative square mile over in Kendall Square, how do we create a density, probably here in Boston, Cambridge, where we have hackathons, where we fund research, where we have folks, startups working together, where we have all kinds of different density to try to build this momentum around AI. So that is a good piece of it. And a big part of that is workforce training. We know that we have the highest number of AI grads per capita in the country. Our AI graduates per capita is 3 times the next biggest, which is California. However, we're not retaining those folks. So all of these awesome BU grads, how do we keep them here in our state? And so part of that density is going to be trying to figure out, how do we get more students into this AI workforce? How do we have more internships? How do we have more kind of critical mass? So those are the things we're going to be announcing, and all of this requires resources. So as the provost mentioned, we took this plan and we converted it into a bill that we filed last year called the Mass Leads Act. It's a $3.5 billion bill So it's a big number, but this is a high ROI bill. Everything in this bill are things that we know work and drive growth for the state in partnership with the private sector. In the $3.5 billion is $1 billion for life sciences to continue to lengthen our lead and invest. A bunch of that should be for AI, for things like drug discovery. Another $1 billion is for climate tech. This is another place where our state wants to do the right things and solve big problems using AI. So some of that $1 billion for climate tech will be also for AI. And then the other $1.5 billion includes lots of other programs, including a dedicated $100 million for AI, as well as other programs for regional tech hubs, which will also include AI. So when you add that all together, I think we're going to have some really strong ability to invest here. We just need to get the bill passed with the help of our legislature, but we're making progress on that. So I will just say we're so grateful for all of you being here today. I'm excited to see what you're going to come up with and excited for your recommendations and input. We have so much opportunity. We are in early innings here, and there's so much potential to use AI for good and to cure diseases. And I just want to say, this is very personal for me. I was looking at the work the Hariri Institute did on Alzheimer's. My mother-in-law passed away from Alzheimer's in March, and anyone who's ever interacted with someone with Alzheimer's, and I know Dr. Taylor Kirk has had the same experience. It is a terrible, horrible disease. It is watching someone that you love disappear in front of your eyes. It's exhausting for the caregivers, it's terrible for the patient, and we don't have a cure. And the thing I worry about the most every day is, will my husband have Alzheimer's because it's inherited? Will my kids have Alzheimer's? And the work the Hariri Institute is doing on using AI to figure out how to predict and treat Alzheimer's, this is what this means for us, and this is what our state is good at. So we're excited to lead with all of you. Let's go Team Massachusetts, and thank you all for being here. And with that, I should just pass it on to Kirk Taylor. I always forget, I'm supposed to always introduce the next person. So we're so thrilled to have Dr. Kirk Taylor here. Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Howe. Oh, I think I'll adjust this a little bit. There we go. Thank you, thank you, Secretary Howe, and thank you, Provost, for inviting me. This is tremendous. This is my 4th week. I am overwhelmed with the energy and acceptance and warm hospitality I've received, but I'm also amazed at just the power, the insight, and the energy in this room. I told the folks at the front desk, I said, this is my 11th or 12th week. This is probably the best. I mean, the best and the setup, the best and the energy, the best and the focus, and just the variety of people around the table here who are here for AI and here for Massachusetts, and BU being, of course, in this incredible moment just to start. So who am I? Well, I'm Kirk Taylor. My wife and I have been living in Wayland here for about 14 years. We came from the Bay Area because I was out there back in 2008, leading a company, leading a team in neuroscience and also in pulmonary arterial hypertension, and then I came east. Why? Because the job opportunity at Biogen was here in Massachusetts. It became and was and still is the #1 life science hub in the country and probably the world. How do we do that? How did the teams do that? By advancing, by innovation, by paying attention to what's needed in the community, and by the patients. You just heard what Secretary Howe said. There's still illness out there. There's genetic illness out there. How do we predict? How do we use the tools that we have to alleviate the fear? There is that thing called penetrance, where you may have your family member, you may have the gene, but that doesn't mean 100% that you're going to get the disease. Do you live in fear? Do you live in curiosity? How do you manage that? AI can help. It can help predict and go guidelines and risk factors, and we're using that already today. With the Massachusetts Life Science Center, it's already partnering with you. A lot of you in the audience, as you know already, and more to come. And I was talking to someone in the back, and they said, yeah, we're already using it. We're already looking at some of your programs on the web. I encourage you to look at our website. My predecessors built an amazing system, an ecosystem, and we're going to take it to the next level, 3.0, 4.0. So definitely look there. In terms of the immediate focus areas, working with the team, and we have Joe Sullivan, who's here, one of the superstars on the team, in terms of strategy and programming, and that is the first thing. Geographic expansion. You know, Cambridge, Boston, Seaport, extending out into Massachusetts, which is what we're doing. And as you know, AI does that naturally. It's worldwide. You can't contain it, but you can understand it. And I think that's what this whole institute is about. So geographic expansion. Another thing is optimization. We're really focused on MLSC, optimization of health equity. We learned during COVID, right, that, okay, we're shut down, so we're going to have work at home, and we're going to have schools and training at home. What if you don't have Wi-Fi? How are those kids going to get the education? We learned that the hard way, but we got there. And so that's what we also need to do to understand the optimization of spreading out all of what we're going to learn here so that everyone benefits, the entire state of Massachusetts benefits, and also some incredible neighborhoods where it started, but everyone. And then third, a brand awareness of the MLSC and the partnerships that we have available. There are massive resources on the web that you can see in this area. Some of you are already using it, but more of you can use it as well. And we want to take that into the neighborhoods so that people know their tax dollars are going to support these programs, their kids are benefiting, the parents that are happy, the parents that vote for the Economic Development Bill, or encourage their legislators to vote for the Economic Development Bill, and we keep the cycle going. Secretary Howe just said, it's almost 2007, 2008, first $1 billion, here's the second $1 billion coming. So we keep it going, we say number one. Lastly, I'll say, I'm obviously, as Secretary Howe said, I'm very personal, very passionate about patients. I'm a neurologist by training. I've been doing an industry over 25 years, launched multiple drugs in many therapeutic areas, of course, neurology, psychiatry, ophthalmology, but also pulmonary arterial hypertension, multiple sclerosis, hemophilia even, and of course, rare disease and oncology. With all of that, we still don't have the perfect way to study clinical trial, to study diseases through clinical trials. AI can help. It's already being used. You may have heard of decentralized clinical trials, where you don't have to go into the office to gather the data. We need you. We need those answers to figure out how do we best extract the data and allow people who work every day to be in clinical trials and provide their data without missing a paycheck, right? People who are caretakers, and my wife, my father-in-law is out there, Secretary Howe mentioned, my father-in-law lived with us for 14 years. He had Alzheimer's and had the typical decline, right? She was the primary caretaker. She's an attorney. She had to sort of stop a lot of that. So it's a lot of caretaker burden as well. How do we help with AI, maybe bring some of the extra work into the house or even care into the house so that our relatives and family don't become exhausted? It's possible. We can do it. And I know here today we're going to talk about a lot of that. So with that, I see nothing but hope and future in this situation. And I think this is the brain trust that can do it. And know that the Massachusetts Life Science Center, with all that I've said, with the team that we have, the incredible team that we have, incredible verticals and programs, can work with you and will work with you. I'm on the web. My email is out there, so I'm happy to partner in the future. I want to say thank you very much for everything. Thank you for your hospitality and the time, and this incredible day to come. Thank you very much. I think I'm supposed to introduce the next speaker. I'm not sure who that is. So anyway.
All right. Thank you, Provost Waters, Secretary Howe, and Director Taylor for being here and for your inspiring remarks. I'm Jianying, who I'm Director of Healthcare and Life Sciences Research and Global Science Leader of AI for Health at IBM Research. On behalf of all the co-organizers, I would like to warmly welcome you all to the AI for Drug Discovery Open Innovation Forum. As we know, AI has really taken the world by storm ever since ChatGPT bursted into our collective consciousness about 2 years ago. Now, AI didn't start then, it started long before that, but it's really, particularly after that, that it has been demonstrated in very public ways, again and again, that AI can really have profound impact on almost all aspects of our human endeavors. And one of the aspects that we at IBM Research are particularly passionate about is AI for accelerated scientific discovery in areas where we can use it to help address some of the most pressing needs in our society. And one of those areas is life sciences, to address needs in drug discovery for the development of new or more effective therapies for more people faster, right? And here we have already seen tremendous advance fueled by AI. One of the most prominent examples is AlphaFold 2, which was recently awarded half of the Nobel Prize for Chemistry. Very exciting. So clearly there is tremendous potential. But at the same time, a lot of hard work remains to be done in order to translate that potential into real advances in drug discovery, real health benefits for people of all walks of life in every corner of the world. And here, like other areas, we firmly believe that effective and responsible AI development really needs to happen in the open. across multiple disciplines, across multiple sectors, with shared input, shared efforts, and shared responsibilities. And this is really why we are working with our collaborators at Boston University, at Mass Open Cloud, at the Cleveland Clinic, at Red Hat, to really create and start a new working group on AI for drug discovery within the AI Alliance, which is a worldwide consortium for open innovation, for open technology development and adoption. And we are kicking off this working group with today's Open Innovation Forum. Our goal really is to work together and work with all of you to create a world-class research community to harness the power of AI foundation models and use that to accelerate science progression, scientific progression in drug discovery by driving interdisciplinary AI-powered projects in the open. So to that end, we have lined up many really exciting sessions. As you see in the agenda, we're going to first hear from experts from across academia, industry, and government. We have a lot to learn from these experts. But that's not all. I want to remind everyone that we are here today not just to listen and to talk, but also to roll up our sleeves and to engage. So we would like to encourage all of you to participate in the breakout sessions, to get your voices heard, to help shape the priorities of this open research community, and to sign up for a project that you're passionate about. I would also like to encourage you all to participate in the hands-on demo lab at the end, where you can experience firsthand some of the latest AI foundation models that have just been open sourced, and to see how this kind of AI foundation models can actually be put into use in a real-world drug discovery use case. And you don't need to be an AI expert to participate. And if you intend to participate but have not registered yet, please, take the time of the breakout sessions and register so you're ready to go when the session starts. So again, we have a very exciting day ahead. Now let me hand over to my dear friend and collaborator, Professor Paschalidis, to kick us off.
Good morning. Welcome to BU. Thank you very much for joining us today, and thank you, Secretary Dr. Taylor and Provost Waters, for opening up the event today. So I will take you through sort of what will happen today. So this is an overview of the program. Jianying mentioned the importance of safe and responsible AI. And in today's objectives, we are interested in establishing a world-class open search community in AI for drug discovery, and also kick off this new AI for drug discovery working group as part of the AI Alliance. And you can see the program structure for the day. We'll have a number of keynote presentations, some panels, and we'll also have breakout sessions that you can join. And at the end of the day, a hands-on session with sort of an open source demonstration of some of the AI tools. I would like to thank those that came before to the podium that you can see in this slide, and also thank my co-organizers for this event. And they are all listed here. So we're grateful to the Cleveland Clinic, IBM, BTech at BU, and also IBM Research that are joining us in organizing the event.